Welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with an explosion of craft brew on the side. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and on this week's episode, we are kicking down the door of Chapter 20 of Temple of the Winds.
I would love to see you kick down a door.
Oh, I could annihilate a door, man.
I think that would bring me endless joy.
I mean, to be fair, the door would have to be almost all the way off the hinges already. Like, pretty much just, like, sitting there. And probably not actually the size of the regular door. Like a piece of plywood, sort of blocking a door.
Sort of in the shape of a door.
Yeah, because anything more than that, I'm fucking my hip up for sure. But it'd be epic.
It would. We should catch it in slow motion.
Yeah, I would just, some styrofoam, a styrofoam door, I would annihilate that.
Maybe some thin plastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will do my best and try and find one of those, and then we can post that on Patreon. Jade smashes door.
And if it goes bad, you'll have the really hilarious epic fail video of me, and then a short blog of us in the hospital
and
after.
We're going viral. Yeah. That's it.
And then here's Jade high on drugs afterwards.
Oh, we're definitely recording that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to get right into the action this week. Zedd has entered the Jester's Inn, and he's got a lot of things going through his mind. First, he feels way out of place in his fancy new robes. He doesn't look like anybody else in there, and he feels that this isn't a Western when a stranger walks in the door and everybody stops and stares at him.
Well, or it's like, you're at a dirty dive bar in the Lower West Side, and somebody comes in their fancy-ass clothes.
In a suit?
Yeah, and you're like, what the hell are you doing here?
I get it.
Now, we have seen people in suits, but, those are people who, went to their wedding and then decided to, after their wedding, go to the dive bar.
Yeah, there's no jacket at that point, and the shirt's halfway open, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're like, are you looking for directions somewhere else, probably?
Yeah, you turned in the wrong place.
And normally they are, but, Then, the fact that Addie picked out these robes goes through his mind, right? And he starts thinking about her and, feeling bad because she thinks that he's still dead.
Now, I had to go back after I read this part of the chapter and refresh my memory of where all of our characters were in the last book.
Okay.
Because the last time we saw Addie, she had been with Kaylin, right? At the Palace of the Prophets.
Right.
And then after Richard came and did his awesome badassery, Kaylin went with Richard. Addie went with the Sisters of the Light. They are all headed toward Aidendrill with Verna.
Yes.
Right? So, Zedd and Ann had Holly with them at that point and had sent Holly to the Sisters of the Light to recount all of the story that had happened. Now,
right.
So at that point, I was like, why does Zedd not think that Addie knows that he's alive? But it's because Zedd didn't know that Addie was at the Palace of the Prophets.
Mm-hmm. So
he doesn't know that Addie already knows that he's alive because she was there.
Right.
So she should know. So Addie knows, but Richard still doesn't because they don't have journey books.
They haven't gotten there yet.
Nobody thought to be like, hey, Richard, Kaylin, before you take off in your magical little tube deal, let's give you a magic book.
Nope. Furthest thing from their mind.
Yeah. But anyways, because I was like, wait, why doesn't Addie know that they're alive? So she does, except Zedd doesn't know that.
Zedd doesn't have that information. And then he goes, shit, we should probably let her know that I am alive. Like, send her a message or something.
Yeah, via the journey book, which again confused me because I was like, so he does know she's with Verna.
Yeah, I guess. I'm assuming.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's why I was like, what?
Or at the very least, if he doesn't, then he can just... they can use the journey book to send a message to literally anybody.
To somebody to send a message.
Right.
Okay.
At least get the word out there. Yeah. It'll be a hell of a lot faster than them like finding somebody to just deliver a message at that point and have to run all the way back there. So it could be useful. It is useful.
Yeah.
Well, all of this is going through his head, and then he's thinking about Richard needing his help and how he has to get back to Aidendrill right after they catch Nathan. And then he's a little bit more focused, right? He is looking for Nathan in this seedy bar tavern inn, establishment. Mm-hmm. And everybody, I mean, I guess when you walk into a place like this, you almost have to consider everyone an enemy because nobody can know what you're there to do. Plus, he's thinking about what he has to do and the consequences of all that. I guess I'm just now realizing how much is actually swirling around in his head while he has to keep his cool.
Yeah, while your back's up. Yeah, I mean, before they went in, Zedd already had thought that this might be a trap.
Right.
For whatever reason. Like, he knows that he feels like Nathan's in there, but we know that Nathan is a wizard who doesn't want to get caught. Who knows that he didn't pay off some of these people in there to kill the fuck out of Verna when she came in.
Right.
No, Anne. Sorry.
Right.
Other person.
I was just like, my brain is totally fried right now. Holy shit. Yes, Anne. I'm back. Are we ready? I'm ready.
Yeah.
Have I convinced you?
I could smell the burning a little bit, but yeah, we can keep going.
All right. The innkeeper behind the bar watches Zedd approach along with a few of the other patrons. He says it's a silver for a room and an extra one if he wants company. Zedd thinks the guy is upcharging him because of his fancy robes, but he drops a silver onto the bar. A single silver. He's not paying for any company.
Yeah, he's not looking to get lucky, which, I mean, good for him, right? We know that Zedd, usually, when he gets a chance, is like, all right, I'll see you in the back room in a little while. But he's not this time. He's like, I got business.
He doesn't want to pay for it.
He's like, I don't have to pay for it. He
wants to earn it, yeah. Plus, he's like more than just a little busy at the moment.
Yeah.
So whatever. He lets the innkeeper know that he is not interested in company, but he's willing to pay a full gold piece for the right information. And in a place like this, I kind of feel like this conversation is expected.
Yeah.
You can just assume by the look of the characters around and everybody's attitude in the place. They're like, okay, yeah, they're probably used to like keeping certain things quiet.
Yeah, they keep certain things quiet and they would probably not tell you certain things unless you paid a certain price. There's certain honor there, but only as far as your money,
can take you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like Zedd, he thinks he's being upcharged just because he's wearing fancy clothes. The probability of that is pretty good. So he knows that money talks here. Money above anything else.
Yeah.
Zedd says he's looking for an old friend of his. Now, he can't tell him his name because he's got a real problem with names. See, he always ends up having to come up with new ones. But he's tall, he's older, and he's got long white hair. He just described a lot of people.
Yeah.
To me, when I read that the first time, I was like, well, that could be a lot of people.
But I suppose, depending on the other patrons of the bar, if you're seeing a lot of, big, generally 30 to 40-year-old younger men that are like ruffian level, if you start describing an old man who's tall and skinny, he might stand out in that place.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
We're at a biker bar. We know a couple tall, skinny bikers, but I guess that's the thing. If we were at a biker bar and you're like, don't know his name, he's tall, he's skinny, he's got white hair, people would be like, you're talking about Bones?
Yeah. That's a real person we know. That's what we go call him by because he's literally just tall and skinny.
Yeah. So, that I feel like when you're in that type of dive bar, it might narrow it down a little bit.
Plus, a lot of times, I'm sure you know your patrons. There are regulars there. So if you come in describing somebody else, they will have stuck out too.
Yeah.
The innkeeper says that particular gentleman is busy right now. Zedd shows him the gold piece, but wants to make sure that his old friend is actually here before handing it over. Fucking smart. Because the guy, if we know that he's in it for the money, right? So he's like, yeah. I have the information you need. Just give me the gold and then I'll tell you everything you have to know without him having anything.
Yeah.
Zedd ain't going to let that happen to him.
No. Zedd's been around for a minute.
He's told it'll be another silver to go back there and check himself. It's company policy, you see. But if he doesn't touch any of the girls, then he'll get it back. Zedd very much doubts that is true, but money's really no obstacle for him. So he pays it and tells the innkeeper that, he doesn't tell the innkeeper shit. The innkeeper tells him that it's the last door on the right.
Yeah, he has to pay for the lady, because, I mean, to be fair, you don't know if he's going to go in there and beat the dude up and then use, you don't know. You don't know what the guy's goal is.
Right.
Better to get your payment just in case and deal with it afterwards.
You're paying to go back there.
Yeah.
What you do once you go back there is your business, but I'm getting mine, okay?
Yeah. Like, if the dude was alone without a lady, then maybe you didn't have to pay the extra silver, but you're paying for my lady that's in the room.
One of your workers. Right. You know what? You're absolutely right. You're paying for her time. I don't give a shit what you do in there, but while she's in there with you, she will be getting paid.
Yeah.
And if there are two gentlemen in a room with her, she got paid twice.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't care if you guys are beating each other up or if you're trying to beat each other off, but she's getting paid one way or another.
Someone's getting beat and someone's getting paid, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, he also tells him that in the room over, there is a woman who does not want to be disturbed. Cannot stress that enough. If she is, he'll be forced to give her money back. And since any woman that would come in here alone has to be tough as fuck, it's easier if he just takes the silver out of Zedd's hide. I.e., I don't know what the fuck you're going to do in there, but keep it quiet, okay?
I was immediately like, okay, so she's coming into play for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But also, I said this to Nate a couple times as we were listening to this chapter. This whole setup feels like a D&D, like the beginning of a scenario. Like,
you walk into a tavern.
Yeah. And then, you have to make the choice. Like, there is a sleeping woman in the next room. You've paid this much gold to go back there. Now you're at the door. What do you do?
What do you do? That could be the name of a good D&D podcast, I feel like. What do you do?
Yeah, that would be good. Put that one in the back of your mind there.
I will. I'll
None of you
store
steal
that
it.
one away. Zedd also asks if there's a back door.
Yeah.
Huh. To the...
just in case I want to slip in the back door.
Jade asked me when I was taking these notes where I was at, and I read to her that line, and then she laughed, and so I was just like, you know what, I'm going to put it in the notes because it's worth a laugh.
Yeah, you can't mention the back door without me getting a little bit of a chuckle.
Without a little chuckle, yeah. The innkeeper tells him that they are backed up to the blacksmith shop, so no, there's only one way in and one way out.
Mm-hmm. See?
But that means something is wrong. Nathan couldn't possibly be that foolish, right? He's trapped in there, but he can still feel the magic of the link, so he's got to be.
Yeah, it feels all wrong, but okay, we're gonna go down there anyways and find out.
Like he literally went into the worst place possible in this entire inn.
Yeah.
All the way at the end of the hall on one side. He's backed up to the blacksmith shop. There's no window for him to get out of or a back door. Ha.
And
he's totally trapped in there.
And he's distracted with a woman, apparently. So it's like, none of it makes sense. Vulnerable. Very vulnerable.
Zedd moves quietly down the hall. He can hear the women making their practiced noises, though he can hear the woman No, he can hear the women making their practiced noises. He can hear the lady who doesn't want to be disturbed snoring in the room over. She doesn't care if she's loud enough to be heard in the hallway, but you better not wake her up.
Yeah.
When he gets to the last door on the right, he hears a woman's soft laughter. What was that? Gosh, I'm so distracted right now. It must work.
Yeah, it does.
But that's what he assumes about Nathan. Nathan is totally distracted because there is a woman laughing in his room. Now, if he sits there and waits, he could be detected. If he goes in now, the woman in the room could be hurt or worse, killed. But he decides that he's got to take the advantage he has. He's got to act now.
One person dead versus many. Gotta go.
Yeah. I mean, this could be the last chance they have to catch Nathan. And so if he goes in there and he's, I don't know, he has ripped a magical hole in the wall, 'cause wizards don't need fucking doors. And he decides to jump into a hole ripped in time or something. Then he's gone forever. I'm just saying. Zedd doesn't know what he's capable of.
No,
I mean, he has an idea, but... So he's like, no, if I'm finally this close to him, I have to grab him.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a first wizard, but he's a wizard that's been alive a lot longer than Zedd and had a lot of time to read some books.
Right.
So he may have learned some shit.
So he throws open the door and unleashes flashbang grenade type magic.
Flash, bang.
Flabagic, if you will. Just heat and light, though. No boom, because we're not trying to make sound. So it's just like a flash grenade. That's which somehow sounds dirty. Throws open the door and gives him a flash grenade. Anyways. Zedd sends a fist of air at Nathan, knocking him off the far side of the bed. He grabs the woman's wrist and pulls her out of the way. She grabbed a sheet off of the bed for cover. So she's like, oh my, and then just kind of is off to the side.
See, she was naked and giggling.
Yeah, naked and giggling. That's the episode title. Naked and giggling. He casts a web at each of them, freezing them in place.
Petrificus totalis.
And with that, the room is quiet again. He's relieved that it went so well. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm awesome.
Peasy.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
Until he walks around the bed to see that the man is not Nathan.
Oh.
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 Yeah, if Zedd were from Michigan, that's exactly what he would say. Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, man. Now Zedd is confused. He can still feel the magic in the room. He tells the man to stay calm. He's going to release him, but he's got to stay quiet. I'm literally a wizard. Fuck around and find out, okay? Just keep your mouth shut.
You saw what I did?
Yeah.
I could do more.
He waves his hand and releases the man. He's about Nathan's size with the same length hair, but his hair is wavy, not straight like Nathan's. He figures that the short description he gave, he can see why the innkeeper thought this was the guy.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't super descriptive. So.
Tall dude, white hair. Well, like I said, that could describe a lot of people, man.
Yeah. You didn't say shit about a sword. You should have described a sword.
Any discerning features? Is he, I don't know, a fucking prophet wizard? No? Oh, okay. Then it's Bill over there.
Does he have a giant-ass nose? We don't know.
When asked who he was, he says, my name's William, and you'd be Zedd. The fella you'd be looking for told me. Can I put my pants back on? Zedd lets him get dressed, but tells him to keep talking while he does, and to keep in mind that he is suddenly in a very, very bad mood.
He's like, yeah, I don't want to look at your sad dick while we have this conversation. Put your pants on.
What's that football movie where they're all in jail? The Longest Yard. They're all in jail and they got to play football. It was in the remake where he has all the guys stand up because the warden enters the room and he's like, Jesus, Murphy, sit down. And tells that guy, because it's just gross. He's like, I don't want to look at that when I talk to you.
Yeah. That's the feeling, man.
Yikes. He goes on to say that he was paid by a guy, he didn't give his name, to take his place. That he was to ride as fast as he could until he got at least this far. Then he could slow down and get some rest. He was told that Zedd would eventually catch up to him, and that when he did, he was supposed to give him a message.
Now, the interesting thing here is that we're not given literally any insight as to how the link that was put around Nathan with the snake cloud and the magic was somehow transferred to this map.
No.
Somehow Nathan was just able to be like, zippity-da, you are now me.
He just hooked it to him instead. He probably could sense it there.
Yeah, and was just able to there you go, you have it now.
Yeah, maybe Zedd thought he was doing it sneaky enough to where Nathan wouldn't catch on, but Nathan figured it out, so he hooked it on this guy early on, so that this whole time while Zedd has been chasing him, he's really been chasing this other dude.
Yeah, and they've been going the exact opposite direction.
Fucking frustrating.
But that's what's because when we were reading the last chapter, I vaguely remembered that they didn't catch Nathan. And so when we were talking about the link, and you had mentioned that it was linked to his magic, and I was like, I didn't think it was linked to his, because I remember that it had been swapped in this episode, and I was hoping that they were going to tell us exactly what it was linked to, and if if it was linked to his sword or some bullshit, and he just handed this dude his sword and was like, here, take it. When a bloodhound is sniffing a specific piece of clothing or something, and they're just like, here, you take it, and now you smell like it. They're going to follow you. But no, we don't get any such, resolution to that for me.
And I don't honestly remember if it comes up. So we got to keep our eyes peeled, and we're going to see if maybe there's an explanation maybe a little further in the book. Yeah, because I don't really remember.
Once they get together or something. Or if we're just supposed to assume he's an awesome wizard, so he was able to figure it out.
I mean, yeah. Fuck yeah. He is awesome. I would say, arguably, one of the best.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah. You know what else I think is super awesome, though?
What is super awesome?
Drinking.
Thank you so much. I started to get confused, and I was just like, beer? Because that's a great instinct.
Yeah, well, there we go. That's how we do it.
All right, well, this week we have OCP from Pigeon Hill Brewing Company, a.k.a. Oatmeal Cream Pie.
Oatmeal Cream Pie.
You down with OCP?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yes, very much, actually. And it's brewed in beautiful Muskegon, Michigan.
Yeah. In the Muskegon.
Jade, why don't you explain to folks what they're missing if they're not drinking OCP?
Okay, let me...
Get in the vibe, in the mood. Explain it to me in your best chef's voice.
Okay. So it has. I don't have a chef's voice, so you're gonna miss out on that part. It's ale with spices and oaty goodness. That's what the tagline on here says.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't normally like oatmeal cream pies. Holy shit, I can't say that. I'm not normally a fan of that. If there was a Little Debbie display at the store, I would never ever buy one.
You don't like oatmeal cream pies?
No.
Wow. Okay.
But these...
Just go right out and say it, I guess.
This beer is light, but it has the spices. They're right about that. You can taste the spices. They dance on your tongue a little bit. And then there's a...
Gives it almost like a pumpkin pie type.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is exactly.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know if it's nutmeg or cinnamon, one of them bullshit things. Not bullshit, delicious, but one of those things. And there's like a hint of like creaminess in it. And when we go to our local bar, they have this on tap usually. And they always ask if you want a short or a tall. And I always ask for a tall because I forget that their talls are like my head size.
Fucking huge, yeah.
And I drink it all. It's delicious. But that's it's heavy. Like the whole glass is heavy for me.
You have to ice your arm the next day.
Yeah, it's hard for me to lift. So I enjoy it enough to drink at least that much, but I'd rather have like 4 small ones than the one large one that I get.
One big one?
Yeah.
You'd like some, I don't know, oxygen in between?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's delicious. They should have it. I do think it's better off the tap. Nate, I used to say doesn't like it at all. He does like it. I do think when we're at the bar, there's other options that you like better usually. And
yeah.
You're not a fan, I don't think, of it off the tap, because I think the spices are a little bit more heavy when you drink it off the tap.
That could be. I mean, there's definitely more flavor when you drink something right off the tap. And I like the pumpkin pie-esque spice flavor to it. I don't know if it's the oatmeal or what, that maybe, it just doesn't hit quite right for me. Because I will eat the shit out of an oatmeal cream pie. I promise you that. But this doesn't taste like that.
I just think it's light enough for me to drink multiple of them.
That's true. And it is 6% too.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit there. I would say in the medium range, give or take.
If I'm not trying to get schnackered, I can have a couple of these and be okay. And just, normal person, drunk. Not even drunk, buzz, like a little buzz.
Yeah.
And be okay, as opposed to having like a stout that's going to get me like full and fucked up right quick.
I had 1 glass. What the hell happened? Oh, it's 17%. Well, that'll do it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll have 1 more and I'm going to leave.
But yeah, overall a good beer. I don't hate it. I do enjoy it. It's just, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, well, there's a cute little dude on the front too. He's got gloves and shoes, and he's a cream pie. It's delicious, and we'll be back right after this.
And we are back. So William pulls out the purse that he got from Nathan to pay him for these favors and starts going through it. Zedd grabs it from him and looks inside. It's mostly full of gold. Zedd can feel trace amounts of magic in it, though. So he figures that it was probably changed to gold from copper.
Fraud!
Zedd really wished that Nathan didn't know how to do that. Zedd only does it himself when he has no other choice.
Yeah, well, like I said, Nathan's been around for a while.
Yeah.
But Zedd's like, I was really hoping he didn't have access to a lot of fucking money. He could be anywhere.
Well, he can create money. So it's like, hey, it's not super honest. So Zedd really doesn't do it a lot. But at the same time, even if you do it, it's the equivalent of just taking whatever it is
you need.
You know what I mean? Yeah, when it comes down to it, they're like, well, if you absolutely need it, you steal it.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the thing. Nathan now has unlimited resources to get away, as opposed to having, maybe a few coppers in his pocket or nothing. And
I mean, he did change money, so right now it seems like he at least needs some money to make more money with.
Yeah, but I mean, he is a wizard. What's to stop him from going up behind somebody and making them all paralyzy and then stealing their pocket money?
That's true.
I would do that shit.
Then he pulls out a small, folded up piece of paper.
If I had to.
If you had to, I know. He inspects it carefully for any sort of magic trap that could be on it. He asks William if he was told anything else. Apparently, Nathan wanted him to tell Zedd it's not what he thinks.
Well, I don't even know what I think it is yet, Nathan.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to catch up to you, bud. If I could just fucking talk to you a minute, but you keep running away. I need more of an explanation than that.
I mean, I thought it was a good enough reason that you just didn't want to be fucking imprisoned anymore. Like that was enough for me. So
then it must not be that.
Now it's even more noble. Like, okay, man, I don't even care. I'm a wizard too. I'm fine with you not wanting to be imprisoned.
Yeah.
This lady just caught me.
But he knew that Zedd was going to be chasing him too.
Yeah.
So he has had this planned for a while.
Yeah.
Zedd tosses the purse back to William and reads. And now I'm going to read the letter in its entirety.
Verbatim.
Sorry, Anne, but I have important business. One of our sisters is going to do something very stupid. I must stop her if I can. In case I die, I want you to know I love you. But I guess you knew that. I could never say it as long as I was your prisoner. Zedd, if the moon rises red, as I expect it to, then we are all in mortal danger. If the moon rises red for 3 nights, it means Jagang has invoked a bound fork prophecy. You must go to the Jacopo treasure. If you instead waste precious time coming after me, we will all die, and the Emperor will have all the spoils. The bound fork prophecy enforces a double bind on its victim. Zedd, I'm sorry, but the victim named is Richard. May the spirits have mercy on his soul. If I knew the meaning of the prophecy, I would tell you, but I don't. The spirits have denied me access to it. Anne, go with Zedd. He will need your help. May the good spirits be with you both.
So many things.
XOXO Nathan.
So many things. First of all, we talked about the whole Stockholm. He loves Anne.
Yeah, he does.
But there's also a healthy dose of that whole you've been stuck with her for a long time and you didn't really have a choice.
But I think this kind of implies that Nathan doesn't have Stockholm syndrome because he does love Anne, but he can't love Anne as long as they are in that situation.
Yeah, he's aware of it.
He's recognizing that,
he's
right?
Leaving. Yeah,
it's not, in spite of the fact that he's locked up, he's just like, oh, I don't even care. I just love her. No. Yeah. I do love her, but not this way.
It is interesting that he's like, hey, don't waste precious time coming after me. But he also forced them to waste precious time because he knows if they had caught up to him, they couldn't have a rational, adult-ass civil conversation and have him be like, hey, for realsies, don't put the collar on me.
Yeah, well, and I do think that something that they're supposed to be going for now instead is in that direction. So it was seemingly totally in the wrong direction, but it's actually where they have to be headed.
That could be. We don't really get a lot of specifics on exactly the directions that everybody, they're just at the Jester Inn.
Yeah.
There's been no actual confirmation of, because I just assumed they were at Tanamura and they went south, but they may have gone north. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I was trying to find where in the book the Jester's Inn was located because I was going to update the map and then, post it for everybody because we had different characters in a different spot. And then I was like, where the fuck is it though? I went through everything. I searched for it. The only thing I can find is a description about something that happens in this chapter, and that is the only line on it.
Yeah, so we don't know.
And that it's in the old world. That's it.
Yeah, so it could have been closer to the new world than Handamir, or it could have been south. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But it does seem that they did waste time as opposed to them just being like, hey, for realsies, we can all work together here. Let me just do this thing, and then you guys go that way, and then we're all cool. But no. But also at the end, he mentions Anne going with Zedd, right?
Right.
That's a swapadoo of the authority figure. He's like,
that's right.
He's not saying Anne take Zedd to the Jacob. No, he's saying Zedd, you're going to have Anne go with you.
You have to go, and she's coming with.
Yeah, you are no longer the tag along prisoner on this situation. You're in charge.
That's really interesting. And Nathan, of all people, telling Anne how it's going to work is probably wildly frustrating to her, too.
Exactly.
Well, through watery eyes, Zedd notices that this message had wax on it. Somebody else opened this message. He looks up just in time to see William swinging a club at his fucking face. He feels the blow and he crashes to the floor. William pounces on him, holding a knife to his throat, demanding that Zedd tell him where the treasure is.
Okay, crazy pants.
Motherfucker.
Calm down.
But since he got hit really fucking hard, he's sweaty, he's disoriented, and he's confused. So, to attempt to help clarify things for Zedd, William stabs him in the fucking arm.
That's so nice of him.
Right? I mean, if you're Zedd right now, you've already been hit really hard, you fell over, things hurt, you are disoriented, you're trying to make your brain work. The guy's screaming at you, where's the fucking treasure? Where is it? And you're like, what are words? You know, you need a second. But so they fucking stab you. It just makes it all worse.
To be fair, though, the balls on this William dude, right?
The balls.
Like, yeah, you're going to disorient him for a minute, and stabbing him's going to hurt him. But he's a goddamn wizard. So at some point, he's going to be able to, twist his arms around and put a fireball in your face. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bud? This is dumb. You're being dumb.
They call him old Billy Balls.
Yeah.
Well, suddenly, a hand reaches down and grabs William by the hair. By the ball's hair? Okay. It belongs to a middle-aged woman that Zedd doesn't recognize. Oh. She throws William against the wall with surprising ease, where he slumps to the floor.
Oh, hey, thanks for the help. That was so nice.
No shit, where'd you come from? She turns to Zedd and says that he made a big mistake by letting Nathan get away. She was planning on catching him for herself, and now she's going to have to make things unpleasant for him.
Oh, it wasn't a nice gesture.
No, it wasn't nice at all. Like, hey, but you just fucking saved me. Oh,
shit.
You too now? Fuck. This was the wrong in.
Yeah.
She reaches out towards the other woman, still frozen and wrapped in a sheet, and cuts her in half with a blast of black lightning.
Fuck.
Blood sprays the wall and the woman's torso falls to the ground, still frozen in place.
Okay, so we're not going to get out of here with no casualties. That's
nope.
Pretty clear.
This whole situation just got escalated violently.
The innkeeper is going to want so many more silvers now.
Look, you're paying him. You did that. I'm trying to be quiet. You know how many fucking silvers he's going to want?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Fuck.
Now, she threatens to do the same thing to Zedd, one limb at a time, if he doesn't show her the message. He holds it out to her, but then uses his gift to set it on fire before she reaches it.
Na-na-na-na-boo-boo.
Poof, it's gone. I love it so much. Zedd, I mean, he just had the shit kicked out of him with a fucking club, right? Then he gets saved. There's a moment of relief, and then it's somebody else threatening him, and he's still like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you anything.
Whoops, I burned it.
You don't even know what you're fucking with, so fuck off.
Yeah.
Hey, I know we're in an inn. You may not be familiar with the layout here, but the door is always going to be on a wall, my man. So
unless I kicked it off.
When she turns around to ask William what it said, he bolts through the door and down the hall. She tells Zedd she'll be back for answers, that he'll confess everything to her before she kills him.
Wow, she's so intimidating.
She's so badass. When I grow up, I want to be just like her. He's not paralyzed. I'm sorry. When she leaves the room, Zedd is stricken by a type of magic he's not familiar with. Now, he's not paralyzed, but his head feels like it's going to rip apart. I'm assuming similar to the headaches they can give with Radahan almost.
Yeah, I was like, so you just got a migraine.
Yeah. Or, what might happen to you when you're in control of a Mordsith.
Yeah.
Where the pain just prevents you from doing anything.
Yeah, like in a jail at the base. So you just go.
Now, it's taking everything he's got just to stay conscious, right? So he's not fully with it right now. A sudden concussion to the air lifts Zedd off the ground which means it's fucking big.
Yeah, he wasn't standing either, I don't think. He was like laying on the ground.
There's a blinding flash of light, and then the roof is fucking torn away. The sound of wood ripping and splintering is almost totally blocked out by a deafening boom of thunder. Like, his world is literally imploding right now.
Yeah.
He has no idea what's going on. Shit is insane. And then suddenly, the pain stops. The light web had been ignited. He curls into a ball and covers his head while parts of the building rain down on him.
You know, this was kind of a particularly difficult chapter to be like going over today of all days because
Yeah.
it is 9/11 today, the day that me and Nate are recording.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't be when you hear this, but so after I got up this morning, and I usually do this every year, like watch videos just to, I don't know, remember what it was. And I mean, not that I have to really try hard to remember. We all remember where we were on that day, if you were old enough to remember that day at all.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It's strikingly similar to a lot of the videos I watch. You know, it was sudden. All of a sudden, there's dust and fire, and everybody is confused, and they don't know what the hell is happening.
Yeah.
And then it happens again, and, you know, it just keeps getting worse. And then the buildings collapse, and people are screaming, and there's dust and confusion, and nobody knows what the fuck is happening. And, ugh.
People just regularly going about their everyday life, and then it totally changes in a heartbeat. There are, you know, injuries and...
Yeah, innocent people.
Yeah, there's people dying, innocent people dying everywhere, and it's just total chaos.
People that
is a hell of a thing to live through.
Yeah, you know, first responders watching people that they can't save, jumping out of buildings to, like, get away from the smoke and the debris falling.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I know it's not the same, and this is just like a fucking asshole dude and a sister of the dark running after him, blowing up a building. But there are a lot of people in there that got caught in that crossfire too.
Mm-hmm.
That had, I mean, here in a second.
That paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much we put in the notes, but in the book, it's talking about him, like, after the dust is settling, hearing
that's next, yeah.
Yeah, hearing all the screams and the...
Yeah.
You know, people just trying to find other people to see if they're okay in the wreckage, and...
Just the aftermath of now we have to deal with this problem.
Yeah. I don't know. Fuck, man. And I watched some videos this morning, I gotta tell you, I had not seen when I was younger, and it literally looks fake, the amount of dust that's, like, moving at this. It's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like a movie. The worst possible case scenario in a movie. That's how almost cinematic the whole thing was. Yeah,
and it, like, the amount of smoke, and it wasn't on slow-mo. It looks like it's on slow-mo, the way it's moving, the solid mass of, like, dust coming from those buildings, and just, like, it looks like it's a still video almost, because it's moving so slow, but it was just giant masses of dust rolling through the city. Like, fuck. Okay, we can keep going.
Yeah.
I would never probably have connected these two things had it not ended up being today. Of all days that we ended up reading this. I know people in other countries don't have a connection really to that. I mean, they knew it happened, but it wasn't like the jarring situation it was here.
Well, I think it's shocking. I think it was definitely shocking for people in New York. You know, when it happened, all of their lives were totally upended. Over the course of a couple of hours, everything was different. I think it was shocking for the rest of the world that watched it. You know, at least us here in America. We live in Michigan, so it wasn't really near us, but it was, you know, in the Midwest. But everybody just watching it on TV being shocked at what's happening there. You know, we couldn't really believe it.
Well, I do remember that there was fear that because there was multiple attacks, nobody knew if they were going to
If
keep
there were
happening.
more- yeah.
If they were going to attack anywhere else.
But I think that's what this serves. This little moment here with Zedd being confused amidst all this insanity going on around him and kind of just being helpless to it.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing you can do but fucking curl into a ball and cover your head and wait.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah.
So when the dust settles and Zedd opens his eyes, he's surprised to see that the building is still standing. Kinda. Most of the roof was gone, and most of the walls had large chunks missing. He could see the gory remains of the mysterious lady. His head is bleeding from William's club, and his arm is bleeding from a fresh stab wound. But Zedd looks around at all of this and thinks, not a bad bargain for what it could have been.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
I fucking survived. And you know what? It was awful and it's terrible. And now there's a lot of stuff to do and people are hurt and, but I'm alive.
Yeah.
He can hear moans, injured people screaming. He can hear other people rushing to their aid. When the door is kicked open, he is relieved to see that it's Ann.
Yeah, she didn't get caught in the crossfire.
He thought she might have been too close when the spell ignited.
Yeah.
You know, she helps him sit up and, you know, tells him that it wasn't Nathan, obviously. She almost snapped the collar around his neck when she saw Sister Rosalind, a sister of the dark, chasing him, screaming about a message.
Yeah, see, I wasn't sure who it was until she said this because I knew it was one of the older ones because they said something about thin gray hair or some shit. But I couldn't remember who it was because there was like no defining features about her.
So this is not the missing Sister of the Dark from earlier in the book.
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think it is. Anyways.
Oh, no, we know it wasn't.
That was Amelia.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still like, who was it though?
I don't know.
Who was it really?
I'm not sure if Amelia is the Sister of the Dark that Nathan is referring to. But I wouldn't think so because he said one of our sisters. So I'm thinking he's talking about a sister of light. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, well, and this is a long ass ways away from, you know, the Confessor's Palace too.
Right.
When she saw her using subtractive magic on the spell, on Zedd's light web, she ran like she was 12 years old again.
She was like, hell no, I'm out. Goodbye.
I am not sticking around for that. She's like, I didn't know what was going to happen. But I wasn't going to be close to it.
I knew it wasn't going to be good.
Zedd says she must have never dealt with a spell cast by a first wizard before. He tells her that he didn't make the spell as big as that, but that using subtractive magic on it caused it to expand, which seems ironic, but okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just like, I don't know, putting the wrong ingredient into like a recipe, or, you know, putting dishwasher soap or like dish soap in your dishwasher. It'll expand.
Adding extra is what did it.
You know, I also think it's interesting that he's like, oh, she's probably never dealt with a spell cast by a first. She's probably never dealt with spells cast by a wizard really in general a whole lot because, I mean, they dealt with the boys at the palace who probably only did spells under controlled conditions when they were told to. So I'm sure she's never actually really dealt with trying to dismantle the spell of any wizard that was actually, you know, trying to prevent her from doing something.
No.
None of the sisters probably have any experience dealing with this kind of shit because they only had to deal with the boys that they were training and they weren't doing this kind of shit to them.
That's true.
No experience.
This is level up.
Yeah.
Well, because of that, it caused innocent people their lives. It cost Rosalind her life too. So there's that instant karma. Mm-hmm. When she asks who that guy was and why he set off the spell and where Nathan was, Zedd uses magic to reconstitute the charred note that Nathan had left. So he disappeared it and then he undisappeared it.
Which is... Okay. So... He didn't use subtractive magic, right, to make it turn into ash.
Zedd doesn't have subtractive magic.
I know.
Right?
What I'm saying is that he would have used his additive magic to add fire to it. He made it ash. And then he is able to use his additive magic to restore it.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's a chemical change.
Right.
Really.
Right.
So he can totally, as long as he has, because he has it in his hand.
Yeah.
Throughout the explosion, he has all that.
Yeah, he's just holding on to the ash the whole fucking time.
He held on to all of it that whole time.
Good
and
thing.
So now he still has that. Now he can put it back together.
It's real good. He didn't lose like a real important chunk of that
Just
letter.
a little
like,
tiny
a little
dash of it is like
and-
half of the note.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The part where he says, "I love you" to Anne.
Oh, gosh. Oh. Well, Anne is impressed. Zedd says they're
Hell
lucky
yeah, me too.
that Roz didn't know he could do that, or they might be in worse trouble right now. But being first wizard has its advantages. She reads the note, and by the time she finishes, she's in tears.
Zedd keeps throwing around the fact that he's first wizard like he's got the biggest balls in the world, which maybe he does, but I mean, I feel like some of the stuff feels like regular, normal wizard stuff that as long as you're not an idiot, like, you could probably do. Like, if it's just additive math, why do you have to be the first wizard to
like
be
reappearing a paper is the most difficult spell there is.
Yeah. Like, oh, good thing I'm a first wizard. Like, dude, I think you're just tugging your balls a little bit. Maybe you could just be like, I'm a wizard. I'm awesome.
Listen to me. I am so powerful. I can tear a hole between worlds and make it a fucking water slide, okay? But to be able to light a candle from 15 feet away is fucking hard.
Yeah. Good thing I'm a first wizard.
Paper magic? Fuck that.
I'm just saying, there's only a handful of wizards in the world as it is.
Yeah.
So just being a wizard, full stop, pretty fucking special.
Yeah.
Okay?
True.
You don't have to keep, like, adding the extra on top.
Oh, I lost my place. That was funny. Okay. After the note, we're laughing. They are in tears.
Aw.
Anne says, "Dear Creator," and Zedd says, "Indeed." So bits and pieces of the building are still falling. They can hear people calling back and forth to each other as they sift through the rubble.
Yeah, see? This is rough.
Yeah. She asks Zedd what the Jacopo treasure is. He says he was hoping that she would know. Why the hell would Nathan tell them to protect something and then not tell them what it is? She says that Nathan forgets that he's not like other people. He's special, okay? Sometimes what he recalls is a few centuries back. You know, like when we recall something from a few decades back.
It's just, they're talking about him like he's an old man, right? Like when your grandpa starts trying to tell you about the street names when he was a child and they're not the same anymore and he keeps trying to remember the one name that it was. And just
Now, did that happen at 6 or was it 6:30?
Yeah, doesn't
You're
matter.
like, doesn't matter, Grandpa.
Doesn't matter, keep
I
going.
totally get the
Yeah.
gist of it. Please continue.
But the fact of the matter is, it's not Nathan's fault that he's been, like, cordoned for fucking centuries and that he doesn't know the new name of the Jacopo treasure. Like, you locked him in a fucking room and you probably didn't give him a new updated atlas, you bitch.
You forced him to be hyper-focused on this for like 1,000 years. So whenever the recent information that he has is what he's going to go by.
Yeah, did you buy him a new almanac and a new atlas every year to update his fucking references? I bet you didn't. So I think that's more of an Anne problem and not a Nathan problem.
Well, look at that. The Jacopo treasure has now been called blank.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah. That's not... He forgets he's not like other people. He probably doesn't even know it changed.
She's backing him up. She's like, now, Nathan is, he remembers things from a long time ago. But again, this is where Anne is just like kind of covering up shit she did too.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't he know that, Anne?
Yeah.
Where were you for that one?
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
Either way, they have to find him.
Yeah.
She says, I have a few ideas and you're coming with me.
That's not how the letter read.
No,
Ann.
that's not how it read at all. So Zedd reaches up and takes the Radahan off his fucking neck, and Ann is blown away. He says, nope, we gotta go find this Jacopo treasure. I'm coming with you, yes, but this time we have to be more careful and cover our trail with magic.
I'm done with this game.
Yeah, we're not pretending anymore. Come on. I'm fucking done with
This was
bullshit.
cute for a while.
Still stuck on the idea of Zedd removing the Radahan, she asks him, while turning red, how long he's been able to fucking do that. He tells her again that being first wizard has advantages.
See?
And then he shrugs. Oh, it gets better. He shrugs and tells her, it took me a couple of days.
Which is great. It's hilarious, right? But that's probably how Nathan got his off, right?
Yeah, most likely.
He was just like, boop.
Nathan's been trying for, 1,000 years, and Zedd's like, he's better. It took him a couple of days, but he got it figured out.
But I bet you, had Nathan actually been trying, he probably could have figured it out a long time ago, too.
Yeah, that could very well be.
First wizard ball tugger. Like,
ball tugger. Oh, man. Well, he guesses that he just likes women who do things out of depression. Or depression.
What?
No.
What, Nate?
I'm sorry. He guesses that he just likes women who do things out of desperation. It shows character.
So he's been pretending because Anne has depression.
No.
And he's just so sad for her that he's like, yeah. Yeah, that makes desperation.
But is that Zedd now being like, you're doing something desperate and I like that? To Anne?
He's like, I just read that
Who
Nathan
clearly has a thing between her and Nathan?
He's like, you and Nathan just admitted that you love each other and let me get in on that before he comes back.
What the fuck is that?
No, I think he's just...
It's that sausage breath, man. Woo!
I think the fact that he said women turns that into an unnecessarily sexually charged sounding sentence.
Yeah.
Whereas had he said, I appreciate people who do things out of desperation, it shows character.
Yeah.
It would have taken it from that place to I respect your character as a person.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm a little turned on because you're a little desperate.
Chicks, yeah.
I
maybe a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah, but that might have been a little Terry coming through,
I want to see you achieve things, but I also kind of want to see you struggle just a little bit.
Yeah. Terry's like that damsel in distress shit,
just a little.
We all like it.
So he asks her if she believes everything Nathan said in the message, and she tells him that she's not really sure. They wonder for a minute why he wrote, "May the spirits have mercy on his," Richard's, soul, instead of "May the good spirits have mercy on his soul." And Zedd reminds her that not all spirits are good. So this is Nathan saying, hey, everybody in the afterlife better be looking after this dude because he's in fucking danger.
Yeah. I don't know. The distinction kind of made me like, oh, like, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
I was asking myself if it was even a worthy distinction.
Right. That's what I was trying.
Like, it's just kind of something you say, right?
Yeah.
Even if they do mean it, it's kind of a figure of speech. You know what I mean?
Do the bad spirits... I mean, we know that we've had interactions from the underworld before, from bad people or whatever. And, I mean, I guess all the good spirits are in the underworld too.
They are, but they're bathed in the Creator's light, so they're fine being down there.
So he's saying, I hope the good and bad spirits have mercy on his soul, which I would assume that you would always hope for somebody.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know. It was a weird part of it that they especially were like pointing out.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, it was on purpose for sure.
So we have to keep an eye out for good and bad spirits in this book. Is that what I'm taking away?
It's either we have to look out for them. Well, yeah, I think it has something to do with the underworld, obviously.
The underworld.
But really, I mean, I guess that's the thing. It's just something people say unless you make that distinction. And then once you make that distinction, it could mean any fucking number of things. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well,
but he didn't clarify either.
not all spirits are good. I mean, I guess we know, like, Dark and Raw was a piece of shit, and he was doing some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we know this, I guess. I don't know. It boggled my brain, though. I will say that a little bit.
Well, he asks Anne what she knows about Bound Fork prophecies. She tells him that unlike the Radahan, apparently there's no escape from one. The only choice the victim gets is how they want to die. As a first wizard, you have to know this, right? Like Zedd, you know this, right?
Yeah, first wizard. Don't you know everything, first wizard?
Zedd says he knows all right. He was hoping Anne was going to tell him that he was wrong. He was hoping that Nathan would have left them more of the fucking prophecy to study. Anne says, be thankful he didn't. And that, my book friends, is the end of the chapter.
Yeah, because we know prophecy just spells disaster, but we
Every
all have to be
time.
tied to it, and it's all confusing as fuck. The end.
So they didn't catch Nathan. The whole situation is decidedly worse. Anne is now stuck with Zedd, but they're still stuck together.
Like glue.
They abandoned looking for Nathan, even though, Anne still wants to, understandably, but now they're going somewhere else. And they're literally doing what Nathan wants them to do. There's a huge power change.
Well, it's interesting, too, that even after that whole chapter and Nathan being like, go after the Jacopo treasure, that Anne was like, we're going to go get him.
Yeah, exactly the opposite of what he wanted.
Yeah. Nah, man.
She was going to probably treat those words much like a prophecy. Like, you can't read this to anybody. It's good Zedd burned it up because nobody should see that.
We don't even have any indication of where Nathan went anyways.
In fact, one guy did see it, right?
Yeah.
And he fucking tried to kill Zedd.
Yeah, no, he did.
So that paper needs to be fucking hidden away.
Also, I feel like if...
Put in a vault with top men guarding it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Top men.
Just men, not women. Anyways, I think that's the end of the chapter, so...
Yeah. Well, if you want to follow along with our Sword of Truth adventure, make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to this podcast. If you wanted to let us know what you thought about this episode, you can send an email to podcastatt@gmail.com or follow us on all of our social medias. If you wanted to support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/podcastatt and make a pledge. You get access to extra content. You've got merch items over there that are being updated shortly and are looking very fucking cool, if you ask me. And you get a whole bunch of stuff. Access to the Discord as well. So you can do that if you like. If not, just make sure to give us a rating, preferably a good one. And that would be fucking awesome of you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you real soon.
Bye.